Hey guys, it's Shelby, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about some things that I still buy in packaging. So if you're new here, my channel focuses mainly on eco-friendly living, and recently I have been trying to adopt a zero-waste lifestyle. But I do believe that perfectionism is not a good thing in any sort of lifestyle movement you choose to make, especially in the beginning. You should make changes at a slower pace and not deprive yourself of things that you really like. So you should take this video with a grain of salt because I am not completely zero waste. I am completely transparent about that with you guys. I do still recycle a significant amount. I do still buy a couple things in plastic on a regular basis, and I do throw out about a 6-gallon trash can every 2 to 3 weeks. So what are those things that I'm throwing out? One of the main things are vegan processed foods. So many of you guys may know I went completely vegan recently, but I've been eating vegan at home for about 2 to 3 years, and I just find that I like to indulge in vegan junk food. I find that for some reason food is a source of gratification for me. I don't remember that being a thing in childhood, like where I was rewarded with food, but I know that now I definitely see food as a reward. So I do still buy things like those faux meats that come in plastic, faux cheeses to make burgers and things like that. Something else that I recently got in the mail, let me go grab it. I recently got these vegan ice creams in the mail from Halo Top. Now, they're not sponsoring me at all, and they actually didn't even ask me to make a YouTube video. They contacted me about my Instagram, but I did want to tell you guys about them just really quickly because this is something that I do still buy in packaging. Before I was buying Halo Top, I bought like Ben & Jerry's, and there's also a local ice cream place here called Amy's. No, Amy's is not vegan. They do have one vegan flavor sometimes. But if you're ever in Austin, go to Sweet Ritual. If you eat there, actually all of their cutlery and stuff, their bowls are compostable, but also they sell things in pints that come in plastic, and sometimes I'll buy those from the grocery store. But now I got this one, which my favorite one of these Halo Top vegan ice creams is toasted coconut, which is also my favorite from Sweet Ritual, so I knew I was gonna love this one. And then the other one I really like is cookie dough. So if these are in your store and you are new to veganism or you want a vegan ice cream, buy that. Treat yourself sometimes, especially if you don't have a vegan ice cream shop close to you, because even the one that's in Austin is not close to me. So that is something that I still buy in packaging. Something else that I still buy in packaging is something called Tony, I think it's Chachere's. I'll put a cutout of it here, but basically it's a Cajun seasoning. Madison and I put this stuff on everything. And when I was sitting down to make this list of things that we would still continue to buy in packaging, I thought to myself, I bet this is just a mix of spices and I could probably find a copycat recipe. So I did find a copycat recipe online. There are a few things that I don't know where I would get them in bulk, but I'm gonna keep an eye out for them so that I can stop buying the Tony C's in packaging, which kind of makes me sad, but it is like this weird container that you can't even recycle. So I think that there's a swap for that one, but for now we've been buying it in packaging. Some pastas. So there's not even a place in Austin that sells penne pasta in bulk. I wish there was, and I think if there was, I could trade all my pastas for penne and just settle for it, but I can't. There's also not one that I have found that sells spaghetti in without packaging. So I do still buy it in packaging sometimes, and of course that's cardboard with those little plastic windows. Oh, there goes Tippy. Okay. With those little plastic windows, I do pop the windows out, recycle them as thin plastic, and compost the cardboard. But regardless, things like rigatoni, spaghetti, linguine sometimes, none of those things I've been able to find even remotely close to bulk here, like something similar to it that's in bulk here. So yeah, I still do buy pastas like that in packaging, but it's cardboard, so not plastic at least. Deodorant is something that I still buy in packaging. Now this is like one of the first things that zero wasters swap out. They start making their own, and that's great. If it works for you, if you found a recipe that works for you, that's awesome. I have not, you guys. I'm just gonna tell you, the ones that you rub on your armpits, not only do I not like that, I don't like rubbing stuff on my armpits, but I could get past that for the zero waste aspect of it. I could get used to it like I have many other things, but I've also never found a formula I like, and I feel like every time I say that, people leave recommendations of the mainstream ones in the comments, like Schmidt's and Tom's and all those sort of things. Guys, I've tried just seriously about every natural deodorant you're gonna tell me. me, including every deodorant from Lush, everyone from H-E-B, everyone from Whole Foods. I've tried them and they don't work. They don't last. They don't go on smooth. I also have armpit hair, so that's something that I have to take into consideration. And I've also tried to make my own, and that just doesn't work out for me. So I do still currently buy deodorant in packaging. I buy Native. They have sponsored my videos before, and that's only because I love them. I don't love them because they sponsor me. They sponsor me because I love them. That's just what I buy. They have very clean ingredients. They're cruelty-free and vegan. I do have a discount code. This video is not sponsored by them, but I'll leave it in the description box if you guys want to pick one up. Try it out if you haven't found a natural deodorant that you like. I think it's very important to your health to switch to a natural deodorant, to stop using the store-bought ones. I think that's the most important thing, and since their packaging is 100% recyclable, you don't have to feel completely awful about it. Essential oils are something that I still buy in packaging. Now, of course, it's glass, but they do have plastic lids. And I think that there are some bulk stores in the country that actually have bulk essential oils, but I don't know where one is. There's actually only one like official bulk store in Austin, and they're great. I love them. Ingredients, I have a video about them. I'll link it in the cards, or maybe it's this side. Guys, I don't ever remember which side those come up on, but I'll link it up here, the video I have about them. There's also H-E-B, but they don't sell anything but dry goods in their bulk. And then there's Whole Foods. They have a few things, but definitely not essential oils. And then there's Central Market, and they definitely don't. So I still buy essential oils in bulk, or I still buy essential oils in packaging, but I'm going to get to where I start buying the bigger bottles instead of the smaller ones. It is quite a price jump, but if I'm going to go through them anyway, no sense in just buying the little ones over and over. Sauces and dressings. So I've tried to make some of these myself. Some are kind of successful and some are just awful. It's so weird. Like when you're a regular consumer, there are like 16 different sort of like Caesar dressings to choose from, and then you like narrow it down because you want it to be vegan, and then you have like maybe 3 options if you're lucky, and then you want it to be a plastic free option, so then you have 2 options, and then when you try to make that yourself, you're just like, this is just not it. It's such an interesting concept when you start living a different lifestyle, how things change for you. But I do still buy some dressings and sauces and things like that in packaging, occasionally marinara, but that's something I typically do make myself. Vegan Alfredo is something that I do still buy in glass. Balsamic, I think there's one store I know that sells it in bulk, and so whenever we use up the one we have now, I plan on refilling it. But things like buffalo sauces, sriracha, I cannot live without sriracha. I will always buy that. So things like that are things that I still buy in packaging. Some vegetables actually I still buy in packaging. Now, not typical like plastic wrap package like things that you can get without plastic, but for example, I did a vlog on mine and Madison's channel where I was using peas, and I've never been able to find fresh unpackaged peas anywhere. For as long as I've lived, I've never seen that. So I do still buy them like frozen in the frozen section, and of course that comes in a plastic bag. But that's really one of the only things I can think of that I still buy in packaging as far as like produce goes. But peas are definitely something I haven't found, and I just think that maybe that's where I live. Maybe you can't get them here fresh. I don't know what it is, but that's something I do still buy in packaging. And the last thing I wanted to mention is butter, but specifically vegan butter. Now, I think some people are really lucky and they know where they can get some just wrapped in plastic. Props to you. I haven't found that yet. Definitely not in any of my stores. The only vegan butter that I have found comes in a plastic container, but I have been reusing those for things around the house. You'll see really random things in a smart butter container, but that's besides the point. That's pretty much all I can think of what I buy on a consistent basis that is in packaging, but keep in mind there are things that I buy one off here and one off there that I do still buy in packaging, right? I still order certain things from Amazon when I need to, so of course sometimes that comes with plastic. Most of the time it comes with paper or cardboard, so those do happen. But these are mostly the things that I will still buy pretty much until the world ends in packaging. So let me know what are some things you just can't give up in the comments down below. Are you working towards zero waste and there are still a few things that you just can't find in packaging or you're not really willing to give up? I'm definitely interested to hear that. Shout out to Halo Top for sending me all these vegan ice creams. That's amazing. Of course, I do want to tell them maybe they could make like a compostable packaging. I don't know if that's possible, but I now have an ear to them, so I will make some recommendations, of course. Anyway, that's it for today, you guys. So remember, until next time, create the peace.